So hear me out. Cheesecake is adult food. And let's be real, kids are more happy and perfectly content with store-bought cookies and cupcakes. They don't appreciate the pricey, more time-consuming, luxurious cheesecake, except for my nieces and nephews, it seems. That's the first dessert they go for. Auntie Alicia is here to the rescue. If you've ever shied away from making a baked cheesecake in the past, I'm gonna walk you through the process to make the best one that you or your friends will love. But not just any cheesecake, pumpkin cheesecake bars. It's cheesecake, it's baked cheesecake, it's pumpkin cheesecake, and then a salted caramel sauce and a homemade whip. Look, we're off the screen. Grab a box of ginger snaps and a food processor. You'll need 12 ounces of pure ginger snap goodness. Pulse until you've got a uniform crumb. Repeat until the whole box is history. I did it 3 rounds. Don't want to overcrowd my food processor. It's a little guy. Ginger snaps are yummy all by themselves, but let's take it up a level to create that perfect crust. Add the brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and give it a stir. Now stir in that melted butter and combine it until there's no dry crumbs left. In the parchment lined pan, in goes that gingery goodness. A little leveling and a gentle pack down with my trusty measuring cup. Now we're gonna blind bake the crust for a quick 8 minutes at that 350. While our crust bakes, let's talk cheesecake. This is an introductory version if the idea of cheesecake intimidates you. Room temp is the name of the game. You want all your ingredients room temperature. If you have to get them straight from the fridge, you can pop them in the microwave for a bit if they're not quite there yet. And as for the eggs, you can put them in a nice warm water bath to bring those to room temperature quickly. Let's get that creamy cheesecake going. Start with blending up our room temperature cream cheese, sour cream, sugar, vanilla, and a pinch of salt. It's crucial to blend these together till perfectly smooth before adding the eggs. Adding eggs too early will give us a souffle texture by introducing too much air, and we do not want fluffy here. We want creamy, silky smooth. It's not fluffy. I always make everything fluffy. This isn't fluffy. Cheesecake is more luxurious. Our crust is done, but don't be like me. Remember to drop your temperature to 275. I may have forgotten this once or twice, or 3 times. We're going for low and slow. We're using this 9x13 pan that we borrowed from a good friend of ours from Church Araceli. This recipe can be baked in a half batch, but seriously, why would you do that? Even if you don't eat the whole thing right now, it's a perfect dessert to freeze. And I'll be doing just that, so some of my holiday baking is done. Check. Since cheesecake is eaten cold, just let it thaw overnight and be ready to go the next day. Back to our eggs. Be gentle with them, adding them one at a time and lightly mixing them in. We don't want to overmix them. Once there's no egg streaks, stop, it's done, it's ready to go. Then pour our cheesecake over our perfectly baked ginger snap crust, reserving a cup of it, and I'll show you what that's for in a bit. Time for pumpkin magic. Add 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie, they are different. Brown sugar, salt, and my favorite spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and allspice. Give it a good mix. Next, we'll add in some heavy cream and finally eggs till combined and pour it over the top of our cheesecake. Once our pumpkin pie is all cozy on top, here's the twist, or should I say swirl. Remember that reserved cup of cheesecake I mentioned? Well, we're gonna get a little artsy with it. Add that cheesecake to a sandwich bag and make zigzags to create pretty little swirls. My little offset spatula. And we're gonna go the opposite way that we did that. And we're just gonna go down and back up. And we're gonna make pretty little swirls. They're gorgeous. Pop our pretty little swirled pumpkin cheesecake in the oven at 275 degrees for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Then turn the oven off. Just leave it in there for a couple of hours, door closed. And just like that, a masterpiece emerges. Okay, this one I prepared earlier and has been chilling in the fridge for a few hours. You know, cooking show magic. Little Mary Poppins action here. Now for the crowning glory. I've got a homemade salted caramel sauce, but store-bought works well also. Warm it up a tad and spread it on with finesse. Remember, work quickly because the sauce sets up fast since the cheesecake is nice and cold. Now let's whip up some fresh homemade whipped cream to complete this indulgent dessert. And there you have it, a pumpkin cheesecake fit for fall royalty. This came out amazing. We got so many compliments,
Try
but
some
you can't go wrong with this fabulous combination.
Bussin'. I rate this 10 out of 10. Highly recommend making. Super good.
Thank you for joining me in the kitchen today, where we turn simple ingredients into a masterpiece. Be sure to subscribe for more delicious recipes. Until next time, happy cooking. Bye. Didn't seem to fly when I'd be like, nope, cheesecake is adult food. This took a lot of time. And then if they don't eat it all, I'm like, come on now. Then their parents have to eat 2 pieces, and then we run out of cheesecake and everybody's fighting over it. You know, all of that. This is top notch, baby. It's the perfect dessert table dessert, and it's just so shareable. I mean, if you have to. Or you could just keep it all to yourself. No judgment here.